Hey, what is going on everyone? My name is Ryan and today I wanted to show you guys a couple shortcuts and extensions that I have on my Mac which have absolutely changed the game when it comes to productivity. And I just want to talk about three main things in particular, and hopefully you might enjoy using one. So the first is an extension called Apptivate. Now what this does is it allows you to map certain applications to key bindings and keyboard macros. And what I use it for mostly is I have my code editor, I'm using Visual Studio Code, mapped to Command-Shift-1. And I have my terminal mapped to Command-Shift-2. And I have my web browser mapped to Command-Shift-3. And these are the main things I use it for. And you see a lot of Mac users, when it comes to multitasking, they'll have multiple windows and multiple screens. And in order to go from screen to screen, they will do this animation, which I think is just absolutely terrible. It also leads to motion sickness. Just this motion is just bad for the eyesight. And you also lose your focus when you're searching for which application is on a certain screen. So my usual workflow, I'll have my code editor full screen, my terminal full screen, and my web browser full screen. And it takes some time getting used to working like this. A lot of people like to have their code editor when it comes to front-end web development and their web browser side to side. However, I would recommend this workflow just because you can read more code and also see your browser as if you're the end user. So that's the first thing, Apptivate. It's free and it works. I have the latest M1 MacBook Pro and works amazingly. And in addition, when you have multiple browser windows, you can simply cycle between them with Command backtick. So it's another really helpful thing. Cool, so that's Apptivate. The second extension, which I can't live without, is called Alfred. Basically, if I hit Command spacebar, this window opens up, and it's basically like Spotlight Search if you've ever used it, which is built into the Mac. But Alfred allows you to have a lot of macros. Like for instance, let's say you want to Google search something, you can just immediately start typing it into here, and then it'll trigger Google search. You can have custom prefixes like AMA or Amazon. To trigger an Amazon search, you can trigger Stack Overflow, and it also it's like Spotlight on steroids, if I had to give an analogy somewhere. I can't live without it. I mainly use it for Google searching, like I said, and also accessing applications on the Mac. And it also can go inside of a certain system preference pane, like sound immediately opens up the sound section of the system preferences, which is just incredible. So Apptivate, and that was Alfred. And the last extension that I use is more of a opinionated tool. However, it's just another thing that once I started using it, I can't go back, and that is the Vim extension for VS Code. It's basically just Vim, which, if you're not familiar with Vim, it's a editor that was released in the 80s that is still pretty much used today by all the serious developers, and it just allows you to perform all of these key bindings. And I use it mainly to save my fingers, because the main benefit for Vim, in my opinion, is that your fingers rarely leave the home row. And it also just, once you get good at the basic movements and the macros, your development productivity will just 30x overnight. You can do some pretty amazing things as well. For instance, CIT. If you want to change anything inside of a tag, no matter where you are, it just immediately allows you to edit what's inside of a tag. The VS Code Vim extension also has the surround extension built in. So let's say you want to surround a certain input with quotes. Let's say you want to change the surrounding symbol. Let's say I want to wrap it in brackets. No matter where I am in this string, I can write CS and then so it'll be CS, then the symbol that you're changing, so CS quotation mark, and then the bracket. And it works the other way around. So if I want to change it to backticks, if I want to wrap this like that, you can do it. You can also delete the surrounding input. And I'm using VS Code rather than native Vim just because I like the integrated file explorer, and there's a lot of developer tools that are already built into VS Code. So I think it's like the perfect middle ground, the VS Code extension for Vim. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's pretty short, but check it out. Apptivate, Alfred, and the VS Code extension for Vim. Cool, thanks, bye.